What's up, YouTube? Lee here from Card Games United. Um, Having just an absolutely fantastic day. I was supposed to meet up with Andre to record some stuff, but he had to take his mother to do something. I don't know. I guess point is he was busy. Um, I did have a couple other things I actually wanted to do to show off to you guys. Uh, this this right here happened to my tripod, so I'm just holding the camera manually right now, which I'm certain is just fantastic for all our viewers, because I do have a tremor in my hand. So this footage is probably pretty shaky and awful. But just a quick thing that I thought would be fun. While I set up for some other stuff that I wanna show off on the channel. I have a box here of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Hero decks. I'm gonna show off the whole box and stuff as much as I can with just my camera being held steady against the table. So I thought this would be fun to show off. Number one, because we could stand to get some more Yu-Gi-Oh content on this channel. It was originally intended to be one of the main things we uploaded, but our Yu-Gi-Oh guy dropped out. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a while, but this was available when I went down to my local game shop to pick up some sleeves for my Dark Regular deck. Decided to buy it because, number one, I've been playing a lot of Duel Links recently. D Heroes are in that, and they're just fun as heck to play. So really enjoying playing some of the D Heroes in that game. Number two, way back when I dueled more, in middle school, I played. You know what? You know what? Let me get the deck box in there with it. But let me. That's a D hero. Put it on top. So back in middle school, I played. I played D heroes, and I actually still have my original D hero deck. Uh, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Shining Flame Wingman deck box that was a McDonald's toy that you got in a Happy Meal, and I got this back when I was in middle school. And I still had it just sitting in my room for years and years and years and years because, some decks, they just stick with you, and this is one of those decks for me. This deck box, interestingly, taught me a lot about how to be good at card games, because you'll notice when I open it up, these cards aren't sleeved, which I know is going to make me seem like a shitty card game player, but they're not sleeved because this box can only hold 40 unsleeved cards. And despite being advertised, like, you could squeeze a couple more in, but for the most part it was really this 40 unsleeved. Ooh, showing off that Doom Lord. I thought that was super spicy tech in middle school. And Blade Master, gotta have those battle turnarounds, just in case they attack you with just a little more attack points than you have. So, uh, so yeah, the deck box made me play a 40 card deck when, as a middle schooler, I thought, the rule book and all that advertised, 60 cards is probably a good medium. And I'm like, okay, I'll play 60 cards. But then the deck box is like, nah, you kind of got to have to play 40 cards. And as it turns out, playing 40 cards makes all your strategies a lot more consistent. So that was how young Lee learned to get a little bit better at card games. Despite the fact that you are looking at, like, D-Hero Defender and Weapons Change, which, again, I thought was super spicy tech back in the day. But yeah, I still have some things in here, like Double Do. There's Lightning Vortex, which I thought was super strong. D-Hero Dunker, because I played just every D-Hero. Warriors, just because, Alice the Starbird, not entirely sure why I played that. Draining Shield, I thought was super spicy. Misfortune, just because Aster played it. me see, can I get to any of the interesting... Over Destiny. Sogen, which... First off, yeah, this was a warrior deck. Second off, back then you could only have one field spell at a time, so I'd always tech a field spell just to knock out, like, my brother's Mausoleum of the Emperor or whatever he was playing. Oh, and speaking of my brother, Buster Blader, because he played a dragon deck. Let's see. Where are the interesting cards in this? Damn it. Ah, yeah, here we go. Original super rare rarity Dogma and tin rarity Plasma. Probably the only worthwhile cards in this whole pile. So yeah, Destiny Heroes getting some support again, so thought it might be fun to dip my toes back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe play a little bit, get like a couple games with these decks specifically on the channel. I'm gonna do my best to bust open this box with only one hand, because the other hand is holding the camera, and with the broken tripod I can't put this camera down. So there may be some cutting around, me having to like switch hands and things. Okay, had to cut the video there. Took me longer to open the plastic than I thought. Yeah, so in this product you get 3 complete decks. I'm really only interested in this one. Although I will probably have like a trial deck face-off with Andre or something like that when we next meet up. First card here. This appears to be a ritual monster. Let's see. It doesn't say anything about what rituals you use to bring it out. Probably some kind of error on the card there. Hey, I think I got a misprint. What are these other 2 ritual guys here? 1 level 5 lower Nordic, 2+ dark. No, none of them say anything about what rituals you use to bring them out. So I guess I got a whole box here of misprints. Probably worth a lot of money. I'm kidding. I know what Link monsters are. So extra hero. So this is, like, as I understand it, the first Link for heroes, or I guess Destiny Heroes or something like. Again, I haven't played in a while. So yeah, this is sort of, I guess, what they made to make Destiny Heroes a bit more competitively viable. And then you get a shiny Malicious. That's a card I never understood back when I originally played Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was like, well, why the hell would you wanna play a 1000 attack 0.1 sacrifice monster? What's that gonna do for you? But no, turns out Malicious really helps make your plays. They give you a Disc Commander, which I actually did understand that card, because, you know, everyone knows Pot of Greed is good. And speaking of Pot of Greed, they give you a shiny Destiny draw. And then another one of these weird ritual monsters. Wonder Driver, which I guess is another hero Link. And then they give you commons of Dogma and Plasma, which, yeah. Who wore it better? Common. Secret. Common. Secret. Oh god, the camera shadow was all over that one. Just to make this a little more terrible. Hey, Dreadmaster. That was a card I looked super hard for back in the day, just because I believe it was in, like... Or wait, was it Dreadmaster or Clock Tower Prison that was... One of them was, like, a common in the Aster set, which I bought a ton of, and one of them was, like, a secret rare or something like that. And so, you know, as a kid in middle school, like, you get to buy a couple packs every week, and you don't know anything about buying singles. Celestial, who is a really great card in Duel Links. Diamond Dude, always fun to see him. Dread Servant, who I believe is just garbage. Dark Angel, who is like a rare in Duel Links, and he's one of the shinies you get out of the trial deck there. And I don't know what the purpose of this card is, so if someone in the comments knows, please tell me. Dynatag, who is like that Blade Master I showed you before, but better. Drill Dark, who is also really kicking in Duel Links. You get 2 of them. Decider, who is also really awesome in Duel Links. Dreamer, who is also really awesome in Duel Links. And then they give you 3 copies of D Cubed, which is garbage. I mean, yeah, ideal hand you open up with one of these and a plasma, and you instantly make plasma, but, you know. Shadow Mist, who I hear is really good. Blaze Man, which I'm not entirely certain I understand the purpose of in this deck, but I guess I'll learn, who knows. And then they give you a common Destiny draw, and a common over Destiny. 2 common over Destiny. Man, I looked so hard for that super rare version back in the day. Oh, speaking of things I looked hard for back in the day, if it wasn't Blade Master, it was this one. I since know that that card is garbage. It would certainly have done me better than Sogen back in the day, I assume. Dark City, which would have done me much better than Sogen back in the day. 2 common mask changes, which is also really awesome in Duel Links. And Polymerization, a card that I looked for all throughout elementary school. Could not find this thing back in the day. Just had a bunch of fusion monsters in my box that just never saw play because I never had one single Polymerization. Monster Reborn! Monster Reborn! Monster Reborn! Magical Stone Excavation, one of Merrick's cards, which was fun. I think he actually used Monster Excavation to get Monster Reborn. That was fun. This is the thing I don't get about this deck. They give you 2 terraformings, and both the field spells are crap. Like, did they think you're really gonna put effort into Dreadmaster? Like, he's not good. Feather of the Phoenix, interesting include. They give you D-Time, which was really just like an anime card to show Aster's Destiny heroes, because Jaden used Elemental Heroes, and they introduced Aster as being like, hey, you copied my deck, because I also play Elemental Heroes, but psych, I play Destiny Heroes. So this thing only works if you're playing both Elemental and Destiny Heroes, and you specifically have to get an Elemental Hero, and specifically have to get it, like, destroyed by battle, which never made sense to anyone, including middle school Lee. Destiny Signal made a lot of sense to elementary school Lee, or middle school Lee, rather. Eternal Dread, again, works with total garbage, so it's total garbage. D-Fusion, note D-Fusion, fusing the D's, instead of, you know, D-Fusion, which defuses. And then you have some fusions, or I guess these first 2 are mask change guys. You got Aniki, who is super awesome in Duel Links, and Darklaw, who would absolutely dominate Duel Links if he came into it. They give you 2 Dystopias. This is kind of weird. I'm not used to having so many Destiny Hero fusions, because back in the day it was just this guy, Destiny and Dragoon, who I really wanted but never had. But yeah, I guess they really like piled on all the different Destiny Hero fusions just to make it fit with like the era that it came out in. I'm not going to open the Nordic deck because I want to give it to a friend. I guess I'll open up the Phantom Knight deck real quick and just sort of flip through like the rarity cards, because this video is already going to be like almost 15 minutes long. If I can find the crease here somewhere. Yeah, so one thing I do miss about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they give you these awesome boxes and stuff when you get your cards. They were always really great to keep your cards in. I still have a bunch of old tins just sitting around full of old Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Yeah. One of the Phantom Knight's Link Monster. A copy of Twin Twisters, which I hear is just like a super staple kind of thing. And I guess they give you in this because they wanted to put some foil on it. Then Phantom Knights of Mist Claws. Phantom Knights of Break Sword. I guess the whole idea behind the Phantom Knights motif is that they're all like spirits possessing old warrior equipment, which is pretty dope. I wasn't really playing when they were first a thing. Heroic Champion. Holy shit. Wrongmyad? Wrongy. This dude. I remember Heroic Champions, but when I stopped, they were just they had this one card that doubled their attack, and that was like kind of it. Cloak, boots. I don't know what any of these do, so I'm not going to put a lot of effort into talking about them. Gloves. So yeah, I guess like for the people who actually play Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just you get a couple shiny cards in this. I think this is actually like a really good set, especially for me trying to get back into the game. Because like again, it's 3 completed decks, and you get a lot of like support cards and stuff that are just like kind of staple. So they give you all those random Mist Knight guys as commons, which I don't know if it's new or not. Armageddon Knight. I remember this guy. He used to be like super key in a lot of different decks. Butter Spy, which I think is like an Ixie support card. Yeah, I stopped playing around the time Ixies were a thing. Oh, Rescue Ferret. Another one of the rescue animals. I had a friend who joked that they were going to make a deck out of all cats, and back then we had like Rescue Cat and Cat's Ear Tribe Junk Forward, which I guess is one of Yusei's junk monsters. Don't quote me on that. Kagemucha Knight. Kagemucha Knight. I don't know what his deal is. Ah. Cock-a-doodle-doo. This card was really interesting. I had one of those cards as like a... Ooh, here's a card I always wanted back when I played. Effectivailer. Yeah, because back when I played, Effectivailer only came as a secret rare, and it was like 20 bucks if you were lucky. So I couldn't afford to pay up for that. They got a rum spell. That's pretty awesome. I played a rank 4 rank up just as I was getting out of the game, just because some friends were getting into the game and I wanted to show them, okay, like, here's how you do it. So I just built a quick Utopia Chaos thing. It was kind of fun. Phantom Knight's Spear. Dark Hole. Memories. Dark Hole. Tell you some stories later. Monster Reborn. More memories. Foolish Burial. A lot of memories. Rhoda! Rhoda! which I will promptly be putting in my Destiny Hero deck. Because who doesn't love Rhoda? Dark Eruption, which could also go in the Destiny Hero deck. That's something interesting I find about this product. A lot of support can cross-apply from the Destiny Heroes and Phantom Knights, because they're both Dark Warriors. So there was, like, some planning that went into putting the two of them in. Don't know where the Nordics come in, because none of them are warriors. I don't think any of them are dark. Fogblade, which I hear is the new Fiendish Chain. Yeah, that one's just sword. They've got Break Sword and Rusty Sword. I thought they were all going to be some specific type of sword, but no, just sword. Phantom Knight's sword. Phantom Knight's wing. Phantom Knight's wing. And then back to another thing. Shadow Veil. Shadow Veil. Brigantine. Dark Gauntlets. See, they all have some descriptors. Tomb Shield. Reminds me of a fantasy novel. Lost Vambrace, but no, just sword and wing. Okay, the Phantom Knights of Wrong Magnet Ring. See, they could have just called it Phantom Knights of Ring, but they had to be clear that it was a magnet, and that it was the wrong one. I could be insulting, like, the best card in the game right now, I just don't know. Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon. Then I guess this is the card you're meant to use the Rum for. Then you have an Evil Swarm, which... Oh, man! Okay, so this is Evil Swarm Thanatos, and back in the day, my absolute favorite deck was Fableds. And part of the reason that I don't really go back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Is because Fableds are dead as a goddamn coffin nail. But when this card came out, it was fun, because if you don't know the lore of it, the Evil Swarms took over all the different, like, clans, I guess, from the original Hidden Arsenal packs. And so you got Unicorn and Rajin. Rajin was, like, super staple in all the, basically every single Fabled build ever. Unicorn had some interesting uses, but yeah, it was fun to see the characters again, even if they never got their deck. Ooh, I didn't know they gave you 2 Levier Sea Dragons, which was a card I wanted in college, actually. Never got, because again, it was a secret. So the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the expensive cards are just all the cards that haven't got reprints yet, and like, if you want just anything else, you can find a cheap printing of it, which I think is something that sort of speaks to Konami's credit. I know Konami takes a lot of flack because they're just not the best company in general. And especially with, like, what they do with banned lists and things, they really just try to sort of strong-arm you into buying new packs instead of, you know, like, giving you a lot of incentive to buy new packs, which, again, is, I think, a good reason for this set existing, because it does give you a lot by way of things to play, and it does give you, like, a lot of collectability and stuff. So this I think is actually a pretty good set, just in generally. But yeah, I do think it speaks to Konami's credit that if there is something that's impossible to get now, they will eventually print it as like a single rare or a common or something like that. It's just a matter of waiting. So I'm not gonna open up the Nordic deck because I want to give that to a friend. Just gonna close up the box here. hopefully I get to play like a trial deck match with Andre when we can get together. Just gonna put my old middle school deck on top here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know, like, not a lot of reasons to watch a box opening on this specifically because it's all the same cards. But hopefully, and, you know, most of the channel is dedicated to Vanguard, but again, hopefully you enjoyed. We'll be trying to put up some Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. Bye-bye.